Hey, friends of the planet, Miro here. Today, we're really excited to have Senator Ed Markey of Massachusetts with us. And Senator, I wanted to ask, 2020 has been a year of many dismal news headlines and happenings. But I wanted to ask, what has been a highlight for you for 2020? What has been one of your wins that you're most proud of and that helps you feel a little optimistic?
I would say number one, I ran for re-election to the United States Senate on the Green New Deal, on the need for us to deal with the climate crisis. And thousands of young people rallied to my side in this race, the Sunrise Movement. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Vashni Prakash. It was amazing.
Your videos were great. They were so much fun to watch.
So it was incredible, the energy that they brought into the race. And the same thing was true, I will say, for Joe Biden. And that's good news, because what he did was he put together a very bold climate action plan, and he asked Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the Sunrise Movement to be at the table this past July to put it together. And that's a $2 trillion plan. That wasn't on the scoreboard when I introduced the Green New Deal with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in February of 2019. So those are great positive changes that are taking place. But I'll add this as well. In 2020, we're going to have added 18,000 new megawatts of solar to the grid in the United States. We are going to have added 15,000 new megawatts of wind to the grid in the United States. If you just go back 10 years to when Joe Biden was being sworn in as vice president back in 2009, we only had 2,000 total megawatts of solar from the beginning of time until now. We only had 2,000 total electric vehicles back in 2009. We now have 345,000 new electric vehicles that will go on the road just this year. And with Joe Biden taking over as president, putting even bolder goals on the table. And we now have General Motors no longer going to be suing the fuel economy standard goals.
What do you know?
And we also have ExxonMobil now saying that they're going to have bolder ambition in terms of reducing their own greenhouse gases. So my mother said, if you don't enjoy the good days, all you have are bad days. So we've got some pretty good days, you know, even recently after the election with General Motors, with ExxonMobil. And I think it portends many, many more good things that are going to occur once we have President Biden sworn in on January 20th, 2021.
So you think 2021 will be better than ever? Best year yet?
I think 2021 is going to be better than ever because our belief that the economies of scale would reduce the costs of electric vehicles, of battery storage technologies, of energy efficiency technologies, of wind and solar technologies, it's now been proven to be correct over the last 10 years. We were right and they were wrong. The marketplace is proving that our technologies are less expensive than the traditional fossil fuel technologies. So we've won this case. And now we have a president that believes it. And we have many ways in which this administration can work, partnering with their allies in Congress and private sector, state and local leaders in our country to telescope the time frame to the point where it becomes very clear that there is no other economic option other than to use these technologies. And in doing so, we will save all of creation by engaging in massive job creation. And that will be seen as something that's just pragmatic and not pie in the sky, liberal tree huggers dream, but instead something that's very real in the American economic marketplace.
And Senator, we have to give you credit. I remember being in your office and seeing a solar panel you had from, I think, like one of the first generations of solar panels that came out. So you believed in this technology for the long haul here. And now we're finally living that future where we're seeing this technology adopted at scale.
Well, that solar panel is 1989 solar panel.
Wow.
Up on my wall in 1989. And it's a huge, huge solar panel. And now 1/50th of that solar panel will produce the same amount of electricity as that whole solar panel was producing in 1989. We were right. They were wrong. And all we have to do now is just have the energy to go out there. Get it done.
Stick to it.
Well,
That's
thank you
right.
so
Well,
much.
this is a great message. Happy New Year, Senator. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. And again, we know that technology and truth ultimately going to prevail over this terrible era that we've been living in, the lost years of the Trump administration, but even during that 4-year period, the inexorable progress in the renewables and the electric vehicle revolutions and other revolutions have continued on, not at the same level that they would have, but still have continued on. And so I'm very optimistic about next year. And I'm looking forward to partnering with everyone watching today, because that's our army, our political army. We have to stay engaged. If we do so, we'll be looking in the rearview mirror of history at the fossil fuel industry. That's what young people want. That's what the planet needs. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Miro. Thank you for having me on today.
Thank you so much,
Thanks
Senator.
so much. Thanks for being such a great friend of the planet in 2020 and even going back to our beginnings. And we really appreciate it and wish you a happy new year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.